Democrats panic as Pelosi slurs words, suffers odd brain malfunction on live TV by That Conservative Girl Politics U.S. News from AdWorldNews.com. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi suffered an odd brain malfunction during a television press conference on Capitol Hill this week. The Democrats are panicking after hearing the way she carried on, stammering and slurring her words. According to the Daily Caller, at a press conference this week, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi suffered several brain freezes and struggled to pronounce simple words like bean and repeat. The California Democrat oddly began lecturing reporters on soybean futures, but she had a hard time forming a coherent thought. Last week, soybean futures hit a 9-year low, said Pelosi. Soybean futures hit a 9-year low, she repeated. Anyway, let's just take a listen right here.
Last week, soybean futures hit a 9-year low. Soybean futures hit a 9-year low. Soybean futures hit a 9-year low.
Right here.
Last week, soybean futures hit a 9-year low. Soybean futures hit a 9-year low. Pork producers, corn growers, and wheat growers are reeling too. That's so far this week. The Supreme Court's radical Janus decision will have drastic, destructive, and long-standing impacts. They have reduced the leverage of workers in our country. Reduced their leverage for, again, collective bargaining, raised the standard. So, here we are. There's the raw deal, we have a better deal. I've also disagreed with Justice Kennedy's interpretation of the Constitution.
Wow.
Make no mistake. 130 million Americans have pre-existing conditions. So our history on this is one that has been solid. I appreciate that question. You want to repeat your question because it was in the same line, I think. Invest in education and healthcare and research to keep our apprenticeship programs and the rest.
Wow, that's bad. According to the American Mirror, Pelosi also became confused regarding how many Americans have pre-existing conditions. 120, 130, 125, 130 million Americans. Wow. So then she said, would you repeat that question? She said, repeat that question, that statement. Washington insider Dick Morris, who has a long history of supporting top Democrats, has attributed Pelosi's odd behavior to her becoming senile in old age. When you read the text of her remarks, you wonder what's the matter with her, said Morris. Now, there are some people on whom senility is an improvement, and in the case of Nancy Pelosi, I think that might be the case. But really, this woman is losing it, and the Democrat Party should not entrust their fortunes, I thought futures, to a new kid on the block like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and senile old lady like Nancy Pelosi, continued Morris, adding that's free advice to the party. Yeah, but Obama was just out there saying that she's the face of the Democratic Party. Boy, Obama, they're hanging themselves. But really, this woman is losing it, and the Democrat Party should not entrust her. Okay, if Pelosi is senile, she should retire immediately. Absolutely, which would be good for all of us. We need another radical leftist in Washington, like we all need a hole in the head. However, her continued ridiculousness will only make it easier for Republicans to win again in 2020. While we don't know exactly what's causing Nancy Pelosi's repeated brain malfunctions, one thing is for sure, she isn't right in the head. Her behavior during press conferences continues to raise concerns as her antics get more and more ridiculous. Apparently, no amount of medication can help her to remain coherent for even a brief period of time so that she can answer a few questions from reporters. Should she really be operating at the highest levels of our government when she cannot even form a logical sentence or go a few seconds without slurring her words? The answer is a resounding no. Yeah, she's like really off, like you can hear it.
Last week, soybean futures hit a 9-year low.
Right here.
Week soybean futures hit a 9-year. Week soybean futures hit a 9-year
Wow.
low. Soybean futures hit a 9-year low. Pork producers, corn growers, and wheat growers are reeling too. That's so far this week. The Supreme Court.
And then the pause, that long pause in between, like it's really, no, the lady's off her rocker.
Radical Janus decision will have drastic, destructive, and long-standing impacts. They have reduced the leverage of workers in our country. Reduced their leverage for, again, collective bargaining, raised the standard. So, here we are. We have a better, this is a raw deal, we have a better deal. I've also disagreed with Justice Kennedy's interpretation of the Constitution.
Oh.
Make no mistake. 130 million Americans have pre-existing conditions. So our provenance, our history on this is one that has been solid. I appreciate that question. You want to repeat your question because it was in the same line, I think. Invest in education and healthcare and research to keep our apprenticeship programs and the rest.
Wow, she's off her rocker, that's for sure. They're on meds. A lot of people in Congress are on meds. I heard about that, but she should be drug tested or something. Something's really off here, There's no doubt about it. Either it's drugs, drinking, senility, and I think it's more she's senile. And those long pauses in between, like you're waiting, like they should have the Jeopardy song playing. Unbelievable. During those pauses, it would have been excellent. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.